Oh boy, I've never seen so many living people in a cemetery. Today was an open day in Nunhead Cemetery. There was a lot of food, families were here, lots of children having lots of games. There was music, everyone was so happy. There were tours around the cemetery. Also discovered there are some mausoleums in Nunhead.
Okay, right, well, here we go. So you have some piercings here, and they, you know, they kind of all move about a bit. Not yet woke up with a pillow stuck in your face. It's all good. Yeah, there we go.
So, what's the occasion today? What's the occasion?
It's the open cemetery, and
yeah.
we come down, and London Vampire Group. So yeah, here we are.
Good stuff. Thank you. Enjoy. Can I just ask you a question, sir?
Certainly can. Catch me up.
Like now, can someone have a mausoleum at this point in time, or that's going to be impossible?
The cemetery is full up, and you can't have a new site. But if you have relatives here, you can join them in their tomb. But there's no room for you if you haven't got relatives here.
Okay.
So you're going to have to go somewhere else.
So if I've got a relative already
Here,
buried somewhere,
and you know where they are,
yeah,
you could
so I could have
join them.
See, during COVID, there were so many deaths. People were dying left, right, center. How did you guys manage to cope with burial and all that?
We were the unsung key workers. So everybody clapped for the NHS, and that's very laudable, but funeral directors had to work equally as hard because we had so many people we had to bring into our care, look after, and then prepare for their funerals. And obviously we also had to deal with the grieving families who weren't allowed to have very many people at their services.
Yeah.
So it took a great toll on the funeral industry.
Yeah.
You know, the staff were under a lot of stress. They were working very long hours.
Yeah.
Sometimes sort of double hours during the day. But we had to bring everybody in. And you know, it was. I think people often forget about what we do. Have 10 in the original, and then 15, and then 20.
Yeah.
You know, it was very difficult for families.
Yeah.
Not being able to say goodbye to their loved ones. Yeah, Julie's there.
So do you own the horses as well?
No, we hire them in.
All right.
The gentleman who drives them, he owns them.
All right. Okay.
I can show you here, look, this is an old ledger.
Yeah.
This dates back to 1924
Yeah.
to 1930.
Okay.
And this funeral, so the cost of the funeral was £1,087, 8 shillings and no pence.
Yes.
The fees were £240, 12 shillings. In total, £1,328. Now that was in 1928.
Yeah, that's a lot of money in those
That's a
days.
lot of
And
money.
that was a lot of money in
And
1928. And it tells you the name of the person, where they came from, the date they died, their age. So this young lady here was only 4 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, that's early.
And you see they had a white
All right, yeah.
malachite, I think it's called, malachite.
Yeah.
And that went to the Hither Green Cemetery.
Oh, yeah. That's not far from me, though.
There you'll often say, people say, oh, it's a black funeral. But
What does it
Being
mean
in
when
the-
they say black funeral? What does it? I don't know.
being in this business,
Yeah.
I now realise
Yeah.
that the African people do things completely different to the West Indian people. There are different cultures, different feelings.
What's the difference?
The African people tend to spend less money on the funeral, so there's money left for the children at home.
Yeah.
The West Indian families like to have a big celebration and a big show.
A good channel.
That's a generalisation, of course,
Yeah.
but that's my experience.
All right. Okay.
Fill, as in with soil.
With soil, yeah. So
Yeah.
See to the end.
the West Indian families will like to see the grave filled, and then they'll put the flowers on top. The African families will put a handful of earth in and walk away.
Okay.
Cremate one at a time.
All right.
They're never done together.
No.
So one person in one cremator,
Yeah.
and then the ashes are raked out,
Yeah.
and then the next person goes in. They don't put multiple people in. They're
Okay.
always one person, one cremation.
Yeah.
And then we book the burial slot. Isn't probably the first thing we book,
All right.
because the burial slot is the thing that has a time.
Yeah.
And most London cemeteries at the moment only have 2 burial slots a day. So they have an 11 o'clock or an 11:30 and a 1:30 or 2 o'clock. That's all they have. So if you're having a church service before that service,
Yeah.
graveside service, then you have to then build that time back.
Okay.
Yeah, the coffin plates and everything are checked all the way along the stage. If the coffin plate if there's a name spelled on the coffin plate wrong,
Yeah.
we have to change the coffin plate. It has to be correct and match the
correct.
paperwork. Of course, please do.
Yeah.
And have some pansies as well if you like.
These before and they're amazing. Like last ages.
Have 2. I've got plenty. I've got more than that. I just didn't get them all out.
Oh, that's really interesting to know. Thank you very much, sir,
very welcome.
for your time. Thank you.
It's very highly regulated,
Yeah.
and there's documentation all the way through to make sure that that person
Yeah.
is that person.
Wow, that's good to
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
It's just so small. Is this like for children?
No,
Coffin?
no. That takes a full-size coffin.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's. Oh wow.
Yeah. That's a full-size coffin. Goes right back, you see.
Yeah, but for tiny person, isn't it?
No, it would take a big adult. Yeah.
Okay.
You want to try for size? No.
I'll try it for size. I'll try it for size.
Just find that button on the corner. There you go. That's the key to this house. No, the key was there, and now I've got another key there. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's the early sat nav, you know.
Wow.
Do you drive yourself?
I do drive, but I don't feel comfortable driving.
Now this is all that's the indicator. Yeah, left and right.
Can I do that?
Yeah, do it. And you've got another one down there. Press it right.
This one?
Yeah. That's a
Two homes, yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
That was
It's
put,
much louder.
yeah, they put that in there, 1910. The reason why is because cars were getting more boxier and built in, and windows and doors and everything. Not like the open carriages,
Yeah.
but the hooter, the horn thing, was used for the horses, you see. And then that one was used for motor cars.
I see, I see.
Yeah.
And what's the CRB?
That's clutch,
Gear.
reverse, brake. That's what these are.
Oh, I see.
So you don't, if you suddenly get in there
forget.
and you suddenly forget, you know.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, it's beautiful. Thank you.
that's all right. What line of work are you in yourself then?
Thank you.
What line of work are you in?
Oh, I work in the I mean, considering it. Sorry, I'm getting out. Can I do that?
There you go.
Amazing.
Oh, you got a lady driver.
I know. Outrageous. Am I going to be able to fit in though? I'm quite a tall lady. Ooh, not really. Can't get my feet in the places.
Because you are quite tall.
I'm very tall. I'm almost 6'1". Yeah, very tall, yeah. Oh, this is amazing. I do drive.
This is for the electric start. World War. Simple as that. And then they thought, someone thought, oh, that's a good idea. We'll keep that. It's a nice little earner. And at the time, it was £5 a year. And £5 in 1920 was like a year's, you know. We thought, they thought, well, if you can afford a car, you can afford £5.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1906. These are the agents. The Ford model to the agents. They're not the agents. You know. Yeah, we just bring them up. There it is. Dispatch motor with the parts you might. It started life as a one-ton flatbed lorry.
Oh, okay, so it's just been...
And then on the outbreak of the First World War, they said, we need your horses for the war. So we were suddenly left with a glass carriage with no horses. Yeah. Now just mind your step coming down, because there's a bit of a step.
Also, like the relatives couldn't go for the funerals.
That's right, because they were limited to the space. That's right. Yeah. I think you was allowed like.
I think it was
they
one or
eased-
two.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They
it.
couldn't even see them in the chapel arrest.
No,
You know.
no. How has the day been today?
It's
I
been-
think it's a good turnout. What do you
It's been
think?
a lovely day today.
Yeah.
So many lovely people and
Yeah,
it's wonderful. Yeah.
yeah.
Bye.
Tell me this. No, don't say bye to me yet.
Oh, sorry.
Just double checking. During the COVID high season, if you will,
Yeah.
so many people were dying left, right,
Yes,
center.
they were.
How did you manage to cope with all
it was
this?
great difficulty. I mean, we were rushing around like headless chickens. We
Yeah.
really were, you know.
Yeah.
It was a very sad time of year.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
Do that. Yeah.
And what about like the burial waiting list?
Yeah. Well, some of them were
time.
waiting 3 months to be buried. You know.
Wow.
We kept them in the cold storage. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very sad. I
Tragic.
hope we'll never
Tragic.
see those days
I hope not.
again.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Okay, did you hear that? Book now and pay later.
So the gentleman with the beard over there, the other undertaker, is that not Mr. Chappell, is it? The one you were talking to.
Yeah,
Is he Mr. Chappell?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely man. I've seen
He's
him.
very-
I've seen him afar, but I wasn't too sure
Yeah,
what his name was. Yeah.
Absolute gentleman. He's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Uh,
When he says pay later, that will be up to the relatives to settle the bill, I guess.
Now they are going to be unharnessed now, but if you ask the horse handlers when you want to come closer, they know.
Mommy, can you come with